What's up, guys? Welcome back to your lesson for this week. We got a great lesson planned. As usual, we're going to pick up where we left off on the last lesson. We have a great warm-up for you today using some diddles instead of accents. It's going to be awesome. Next, we have a beat practice that is really challenging. It was even challenging for me recording it, but we're going to give it a shot. And then last, we're going to continue working on our song for this week. So I hope you guys are ready. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into our warm-up. Welcome to your warm-up for today. Warm-up number 1, we're going to be starting with our permutation exercise as we've been working on the previous lessons, but this time we're going to switch it up a little bit. Instead of playing the accent on each measure and move that over every 16th note, we're going to be playing a diddle on those accented notes. So what used to be the accented notes are now diddles. If you look at the sheet music here, we have a check pattern first. So measure 1, measure 3, and so on is a check pattern. That's just standard 16th notes playing 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a pepperoni, 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 pepperoni. Okay, then if you move on to measure number 2, you see the first note has a line through it. Okay, that would be where the accent was. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a pepperoni, pepper. Okay, well that line means that we have to play 2 strokes for that note. So being that these are 16th notes, we're going to be playing a 32nd note for that stroke only, for that 1, okay, or 2, E. So what that means is we're going to play 2 strokes or a diddle on that note only, but then we're going to continue playing 16 notes for the rest. If I played that first measure, it would sound like 1, E, and a, 2, E, and a, 3, E, and a, 4, E, and a. A little faster. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a. Again. All right, if it moves over to E, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. All we're doing is playing 2 strokes for that one note. Again, on 1, E and a. 2, E and a. 3, E and a. 4, E and a. Okay? On E, 1 E and a. 2 E and a. 3 E and a. 4 E and a. On and, 1 E and a. 2 E and a. 3 E and a. 4 E and a. And on a, 1 E and a. 2 E and a. 3 E and a. 4 E and a. Okay, so 2 notes for each note, or 2 strokes for each note. So on this one, you can see that there's a check pattern for every, like in between every measure. That check pattern means we're just going to play 16th notes standard with no accents, no diddles, no nothing, just 16th notes only. So it would be like 16 notes, 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, then you go to your diddles. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a, then 16th notes again, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a, diddles again, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, and so on and so forth, okay? So on this warm-up, we're going to be using the 4 and 2 exercise that we've been doing. So we're going to read every measure 4 times. We're going to play the whole sheet down twice. Are you guys ready? Let's go. right, great job on your first warm-up of the day, taking those permutations, moving them over a 16th note, but this time playing a diddle on those accent notes. So playing the diddle and moving it over every 16th note. Now let's take that to the next level. So instead of playing a diddle on one note, let's play a diddle on two notes. Back to back, two notes, back to back, playing a diddle on each one of those notes. So if you look at our sheet music here, we have our check pattern just like we did in the first warm-up. We're playing regular 16th notes, no accents, no diddles, no nothing for the first measure. But then the second measure, we have two notes with the lines through them. So two 30-second notes playing two strokes for each note. So what that means is, like on the first permutation, we'd be playing right, right, left, left, right, left. Okay? Diddle, diddle, para. Kind of like a diddle, diddle, para, right? Okay, so right, right, left, left, right, left. All right? Right, right, left, left, right, left. So that first measure, ready, go. Every time I have those diddle notes, I will say diddle. Diddle, diddle, para, diddle, diddle, para, diddle, diddle, para, diddle, diddle, para. All right, our next permutation would be our diddles in the middle. So it would be a single stroke on the beat, diddle, diddle, and then single stroke. So right, left, left, right, right, left. Right, left, left, right, right, left. One, E, and a. One, E, and a, two, E, and a, three, E, and a, four, E, and a. But that's our six stroke pattern. Right, left, left, right, left. Right, left, left, right, left. All right. And then our last permutation is the paradiddle diddle pattern. So again, we're playing right, left, then two strokes for the last two notes. Diddle, diddle. So right, left. So one E and a, two E and a, but it's paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle. All right, so we're gonna try this the same way, playing each measure 4 times, and we're gonna play the whole sheet down twice. We're even gonna play our check pattern 4 times, just like we did in our first warm-up. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get in the portal and try this together. right, guys, great job on your warm-ups for the day. So now let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into beat practice for the day. All right, guys, welcome to your song practice for the day. So we are continuing working on the Sissy Strut by The Meters. Iconic drum beat, iconic drum song, iconic drummer playing this song. Oh my goodness, so many different things going on. We worked on the first part, or the A section beat for this song last week, or last lesson. Not an easy stuff. A lot of linear action going on, but then it's like kind of a combo thing. We're using all those permutations that we've been working on for all these weeks. It's not easy. So very cool, though. I hope you guys have been looping that beat over and over again, practicing and practicing. Today we're going to focus on the B section. So the B section, from what I have here, I have 4 different types or 4 different themes for this song, or for this B section. So he kind of is all over the place. There isn't one specific pattern, but there is a specific theme going on. We've talked about this in a lot of our lessons, and especially in this lesson in particular. We've talked about that he uses different types of patterns, but they're all part of the same theme. So we're going to kind of focus on that. We're only going to focus on 2 measures today, and then we'll focus on the other 2 measures next time. So the 2 measures today we're going to focus on. But before we do that, let's review the A section of this beat, all right? So let's jump into the A section. Okay, so looking at our A section beat, just for review, we have this cool pattern, left, right, left, right. That's happening with some accents that are always on our left. And that also we talked about is just the feel of the song. So when we're looking at the sheet music, we're not trying to focus too much on those accents until we start playing the feel of the song. When you hear the song, you play along to the song, you naturally start feeling those accents in place on your left hand. But anyways, looking at this linear thing that we have in the first beat. So 1 E and a 1 E and a 2, 1 E and a 2 E. 1 E and a 2 E and, 1 E and a 2 E and a. So that's the first half of that first beat. And then 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. So the first, or beat number 3, is the same as beat number 1. And then we just have a variation at the end. Okay? So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Yes, that beat is great. All right, so now if we transition into our second beat, you can start feeling, you can start really hearing the song, when you play that. You start feeling how the groove is supposed to sound in your head. Once you get past the sheet music and you get past it being glued to the page, you start getting into the groove of this song. You can start singing it to yourself, and that's when you start really developing the feel, right? So hard to do. I don't want you guys to get too confused, too hung up on like trying to sing it and play it at the same time, or whatever. But listening to it, playing along to it, even if you fall off of that beat a little bit, it's okay, but try to stick to the theme. Okay, so moving on to the B section, we have a 4-measure kind of themed thing happening here. All right, so we're going to condense that down to 2 measures today. We're going to focus on the first measure and the second measure. And they look really, really similar. We have like an anchovy type rhythm on beat 1, and then we have 16th notes, and we have 16th notes, and we have 8th notes. They look the same, but there's some different subtleties in orchestration here. So, it is similar, but like I said, there's a theme going here. So of course it's going to look the same. But let's just focus on beat number 1. Okay. So this, even for me, this is not easy. This is difficult because I'm not used to playing somebody else's creation. You know what I mean? So if I'm making up the beat, it comes naturally. But if you're looking at somebody else's beat, you have to try to make it sound like them. So this is a good challenge for us. All right, anyways, breaking this down beat by beat, So we have an anchovy beat on beat 1. So we have 1 and a. So kick, hi-hat. We're playing eighth notes through this whole thing, or almost through this whole thing. Eighth notes on the hi-hat. So 1 and a. 1 and a is our first beat. 1 and a. 1 and a. 1 and a. All right, let's play in, or let's bring in beat number 2. So 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. All right, let's put in the E of 2. So 1 and a 2E. 1 and a 2E. 1 and a 2E. All right, now let's put in the and of 2. 1 and a 2E and. 1 and a 2E and. 1 and a 2E and. Nothing too hard yet, right? 1 and a 2E and. All right, now we have an accented snare note by itself on the of 4. 1 and a 2E and a. 1 and a 2E and a. 1 and a 2E and a. One and a 2E and a. 1 and a 2E and a. 1 and a 2E and a. Last time. 1 and a 2E and a. Okay, here's where it gets a little tricky now. So nothing too difficult for us, but it's just a little out of the ordinary. So we have that 1 and a 2E and a. We have 3 by itself, and then another left-right accent. So 3E and kick. 3E and a. 3E and a. 3E and a. 3E and a. All right, let's play those together. So let's try to get just to beat 3. Let's continue on like we were doing. So 1 and a 2E and a 3. 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 All right, now after that 3 on the hi-hat, we're going to play our left-right on our snare. Okay, so let's play those together. So 1 and a 2E and a 3. Oops, 1 and a 2E and a 3. E and. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and. Those are accented too. I'm playing them as ghost notes. All right, 1 and a 2E and a 3 E and. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and. All right. That's a little weird. It feels a little awkward to me, but once we get into the real beat, it's going to sound amazing. Okay, so after that, we have an kick on beat 3, or the of 3, a kick. So after that left-right kick, we have a kick at the end. So 3 left-right kick. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a. 1 and a 2E. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a. There we go. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a. All right, so next we have a kick on beat 4 and a kick on the and of 4 with an open hi-hat bark. So a 4 and, a 4 and, a 4 and, a 4 and. All right, so putting that whole beat together, 1 and a 2E and a 3E. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and. 1 and a 2E and a 3. Oops, 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and. You start to hear the song in that B section. Bumped, ba-da-da, da-da, bump, ba-da-da, bump, bumped, ba-da-ba-da-bop. Very difficult, but very, very cool. Done. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's so great. Okay, let's hear that song and let's make sure we got that right. All right, so pulling it up now. Woo, that's great. So great. So we can hear that the main theme of this beat is dun 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 dun. All right, so that's at the end of that measure on 4 and the and of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. That is so great. Boom. All right, so I'm going to play that to a click, and I'm going to try to loop it here. Let me give it a shot. Let's see if we can get it. Here we go. All right, so that's the first beat. Man, that is difficult, but it is so cool when you get it. I hope you guys are able to play along with me on that. I hope you guys are able to feel it. Boom. I'm also doing something a little bit different because I'm hearing the beat in the song. I'm not hearing him opening on the hi-hat on the and. I'm hearing him open up for 4 and the and of 4. So like... I'm not hearing. All right, so it's just a feel thing. That's the way I would play it, but you guys are welcome to open it up on the and of 4 or on beat 4. Either way, it totally works, and it's the feel. Oh, man, that beat's awesome. Let's move on to the second beat. The second beat is also challenging because we just worked on a beat that was challenging, but now we have to do a different variation, but in the same theme, if that makes sense. Very similar to beat number 1. Again, we're sticking with the same theme, and it is literally the same or same notation, but a different orchestration. So that's what makes this a little bit difficult. So what I mean by that is if you look at the first measure and the second measure, notation-wise, they're identical. You have the anchovy rhythm on beat 1. You have 2 groupings of 16th notes full, like 2E and a 3E and then you have a grouping of 8th notes on 4 and. And they're identical in that way. But the orchestration is so different. on these. So subtle difference on beat 1. We have 1 and but we're playing the snare on the and. So 1 and oops, 1 and 1 and 1 and All right. And then we have those 16th notes, 2E and So the 2E and is this weird like right left right kick. Right left right kick. So 2E and So 1 and 1 and 2E and 1 and 2E and 1 and 2E and Wow, that's difficult for me. 1 and 2E and Oops. All right. 1 and 2E and 1 and 2E and 1 and 2E and 1 and 2E and Whew. Why is that challenging me? Must have been a long day today. All right. So next we have 3E and So now we have another snare, kick, hi-hat, snare. Wow. That's 3E and All right, so putting those together, let's take it slow. So we got 1 and 2E and 3. Let's get up to there. There we go. One and 2E and 3. All right, let's play the E of 3. Let's play the E of 3. So 1 and 2E and 3E. One and 2E and 3E. Wow. 1 and 2E and 3E. All right. All right, so then let's play the and of 3, playing that hi-hat by itself. 1 and 2E and 3E and. We're almost there. We got one more note, and then we know the end is that and, or 4 and. Why do I keep saying and? 4 and. All right, so we have one more note in between there. That's the of 3, playing that on our snare drum by itself as an accent. 1 and 2E and 3E and All right. 1 and 2E and 3E and 1 and 2E and 3E and Wow, that's so cool. It's so difficult though. Boom. I like that. All right, let's try to loop this bad boy together with a metronome. Boom, gut, boom, step, boom, gut, boom, scut, boom, boom. All right, metronome, here we go. 1, 2, and here I go. Couple more. Last one. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Oh. Very, very, very cool beat. let's give that a listen and see if we can pick out that beat right there. All right, so B section, here we come. Here it is. Ready, go. That's the first one. Second one. See how everyone's subtly different? There it was. All right, again, we just got some themes that we're working with here. So it's not a transcription of the song. We just have some themes. We have two different ones. First one, let me see if I can play it. And the second one. First one. Second one. First one. Second one. Second one. Second one. First one. Second one. Ooh. Second one. First one. First one. Second one. Second one. Let's play them both together. First one. Ooh, I play the first one back to back. So that's the beauty of this beat here. You can play them both back to back. You can do the 4 times around like we do in our warm-ups, play each measure 4 times each and then play it 2 times in a row. You can do all that stuff because it's going to work, because there isn't, like I said, again, this isn't a transcription of this song. It's just the ideas that the drummer is working with here. All right, so let's try to power our way through this song at tempo. It is a little bit difficult to try to play it slower, so let's just try to power through, get the feel of it. Let's try to play the A section too. So I'm just going to play it from the top. Let's try to power through it. Now, don't pay attention to the subtleties that are happening in the B section because, like I said, we're only covering the first 2 measures today. So try to just play what you know in that section. If you fall off a little bit, it's okay. Remember, the most important thing about this song is the feel of this song. So not the notation that's written on the page, even though we're trying to stick to this theme. We're trying to learn these different patterns so that we can use it in the B section. But don't hang up on that, like those little subtleties. Try to play the feel. All right, so let's power through and play this song at tempo with the A section and the B section that we know. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here comes the B section. Wow, that was hard. I got some of them, but not all of them. Here we go. B. Wow. Started off strong, but flubbed it up in the middle. Hey. B section again. Here we go. Ready. All right, so as you can see, this song is not easy. I'm trying to stick closely to the sheet music, but then I'm veering off a little bit, and this is just, man, trying to stick to the theme instead of the sheet music is a little bit weird, but very cool indeed nonetheless. So I hope you guys are having fun with this. Now, we can only practice it a certain amount on video, but if you guys can, try to listen to this song, practice this song, work on the sheet music little by little, just like we did here. This lesson is just intended to get you guys started on playing this theme or this song. So if you have to, play this song on YouTube and slow it down, practice the beat individually, practice it with a click. Do what we did today in our lesson, taking the first beat and then taking the second beat, then taking the second beat and playing the first beat. Vice versa, switching it up so you can get this muscle memory going with these two beats. And then you can start building variations of this beat. So next lesson, we're going to focus on the second half or the next two beats, and that should give us the tools that we need to create the appropriate beats for this theme of this song in the B section. All right, so very interesting, very, very cool stuff, very iconic style of playing this deep funk style of the meters is awesome. All right, I hope you guys had fun today on your lesson. Thank you guys so much for viewing and playing with me, and I hope you guys are having a great week. I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, yeah.